Designated ELD support. As you know, we are required by both state and federal government to provide language acquisition support to our English learners. In our district, this normally happens through designated ELD, a protected time, which we call a period during the school day, where students are receiving their language acquisition support. That usually works just fine for us and we meet the standard. However, with the quarter system, we are certainly finding that it's going to be a bit more challenging. I do know of a site that was able to program all of their designated ELD courses during period 7. That means that period 7 happens in every quarter and none of their English learners will be without support on any given quarter. For those sites who were not able to do that, the following plan has been established. The goal of the support would be to provide individualized language support for English learners during their ELD off quarter. I'm calling off quarter the quarter that they don't have ELD. Here's the expectation of what that support needs to look like. It would include, but not limited to, weekly monitoring of each student's progress in the course. Meet with struggling students in order to support their content course specific language learning needs. Act as a facilitator between teacher, guardian, and student, and connect with students who are not engaging regularly. I'd like to make a side note here. I am not expecting the designated ELD teacher to become the personal tutor of, 25 kids of their designated ELD course. The designated ELD teacher may or may not be an expert in the content that the student may be struggling in. However, the designated ELD teacher does have learning and does understand what kind of support a student may need around language. Let's remember that designated ELD is providing language acquisition support for English learners, not content science, content social science, content ELA, or content math support. I don't want any teacher to feel overwhelmed in thinking that it's their job to provide that kind of support for the student. However, the teacher does have a greater knowledge of maybe outside supports that the student may or may not know about, including how to reach out to teachers, including how to get additional support maybe online, including maybe tutorials that may or may not be available depending on if we're on complete distance learning or maybe even in person. Most importantly, I really believe that this kind of support that we are trying to provide for our English learners in the off quarter will continue to keep students connected, very specifically right now during distance learning. We know that we have so many English learners who have multiple situations happening at home, and they might need that support of just a reminder, just an encouragement to say, hey, keep going. I know you can do this. Implementation of this plan. There are 3 options, with option number 1 being what I would consider the ideal situation. I, as the designated ELD teacher, have a class of students during quarter 1. During quarter 2, I will not see them, yet I want to ensure that we still continue a relationship in order to make sure that they are asking questions and feel comfortable emailing me, talking with me, making appointments to speak with me, to receive help in regards to a variety of different things, but most specifically language acquisition issues. That would mean that the designated ELD teacher of record would provide the support for students. Option 2 would be for another designated ELD teacher on that site to provide the support for the students because maybe they already have some sort of relationship built with those students. Option 3 would be for the EL coordinator to provide that support for students. Please note, this is not replacing the already large responsibility of monitoring our English learners. This would be over and above. The state of California and the federal government are both identifying English learners as a subgroup of students that need additional support. One of the ways that we're going to meet or show or provide that additional support will be through this process, this off quarter monitoring, this off quarter support. Funding. In order for you to be able to do this extra work, there should be some extra pay involved with it. Teachers who say yes to this will earn up to 3 hours of tutorial pay for each course that they decide to do this with. For example, we do have some teachers that teach more than one designated ELD course. If that is the case, then both of your courses happen during, let's say, quarter one, but not quarter two, then during quarter two, that teacher would receive up to 6 hours of tutorial pay a week to help support the students. We will get into what that looks like and how we will be logging in that information. But I do want you to know that I do know that it's a lot of extra work, and that's why we're trying to find compensation for teachers. Please note that if you click on the link here at the top supporting ELs, you will be able to see a document that has all of the slides that we just went over on one page. It's a one-page handout that you can use with your designated ELD teachers, with your admin staff, with whoever is asking, even parents. Maybe I would delete the funding piece, but even parents, so that parents understand what we are doing to help support their students.